you must all be aware of the rising dangers, of the rising issues that would come your way as you grow up. Children, you are now an adolescent, and from here you will go to higher classes and you would be expected to become more responsible and more conscientious. And all these things will help you in becoming good conversationalists. You might do your science, you might do your commerce, but for example, if you qualify for the civil services, you will go for the personality test or the interview. There they might ask you about all these climatic changes and climatic patterns. And let me tell you what, knowledge, of course, it is physically imbibed. But knowledge, when you imbibe knowledge, it's both what you hear and what you see. But what you hear is not always true. But what you see, you are more inclined to believing them more than what you hear. That you say in a proverb, oh, it's based on hearsay. What does that mean? It may be true, it may be false. But what you say is definitely true to you. So sensory perception is very, very important. So as you graduate to your classes and you become more mature, you would be expected to know all this. So it would make you better human beings. You would converse better. You will have, as I told you, no knowledge goes waste. What you hear from me today might help you 10 years down the line. Oh, I don't know if you have read a book there was a movie called The Slumdog Millionaire. Did you hear of it? All of you had, no? So that movie was based on a book called Q&A. Q, questions, A, answers. And it was written by a very distinguished diplomat called Vikas Swarup. Now this book is very interesting. It's about the TV show, talk show, where you win crores and crores like KBC. Now, a waiter from a hotel qualifies for that, and all the questions that are asked, he answers them correctly. He's an illiterate person. He's never been to school. But he knows the answers to all the questions that are being asked. So they get suspicious that has it been leaked? How does he know? So the police arrest him. They beat him black and blue. They tell him, how do you know all the answers to all this? Then he says, sir, it's not that I know all them. It's just that I worked in 4, 5, 6 places. So one is about a painting. He says, I went to a businessman's house where I worked there, and I saw them discussing the painting. So I was very attentive. So they were discussing about the painting, and in this talk show, they asked me this question. So all these questions, he had been to many places where he worked, and so a person who is totally literate, the point is, the person who has no formal education wins millionaire. That's why they called it slumdog millionaire, कि झुग्गी झोपड़ी में रहता है और करोड़पति अरबपति बन गया. So why? Because he was very intuitive, he was very attentive, he heard everything very minutely. So whatever he heard, coincidentally you know the answers. Tomorrow you write an exam, probably they might ask you the IPCC. Suddenly you went, Himkar Mishra ji had come here, he mentioned about that. How many members it has? I told you 195 members. It's a UN body. So all these things, it will come flashing to your mind. You need not memorize it. But wisdom and learning is all that happens around you and all that you imbibe. This is what it's all about. So now I told you about these plantations. India, children, just a minute. India is the largest producer of turmeric in the world. And it accounts for 80% of the world turmeric production. And we are also the biggest consumers of haldi. We consume 90% of what we produce and export only 10% of what we have. And the WHO, World Health Organization, says that every 10th Indian is prone to the risk of cancer in his lifetime, and every 8th female is prone to cancer. And they say that turmeric is an antidote to cancer. So how come this contradiction? Cancer, haldi is preventive, curative, and we still suffer from cancer. We are the cancer capital of the world. The world's largest cancer population is India. Now, that's because of, you see, we have a very unhealthy lifestyle also. We eat everything that the market offers us, and they're all laced with pesticides and chemical fertilizers. So now when you go for a routine health checkup, you would see that first of all, your chemical reaction of your body is acidic or alkaline. Most 9 out of 10 people will have acidic reactions. That means you are vulnerable to the lifestyle diseases. And by lifestyle diseases, I would mean diabetes, blood pressure, thyroid, so on and so on. And in more acute cases, tumors, cancers, brain stroke, hemorrhages, everything. Right? Turmeric is a blood thinner. So people who have blockages in their heart, turmeric ensures that the veins are cleared of your blockages. We also have a lot of, and the turmeric is, there's a compound in the turmeric which is known as curcumin, curcuminoid in botanical terms or in your farmer language. And this curcumin, every haldi in India, normal haldi, has a curcumin content of 1 to 3%, and it's very hard to absorb. You have people who would have hot milk with turmeric powder before sleeping and hoping that I'm feeling so fine. Of course it helps, but not as much as raw turmeric would help you. And of course, and our turmeric that we produce in our field has a curcumin content ranging from 5 to 9%, when the all India average is less than 3%. Why? Because of the plants of the 5 lakh plants that we have grown there, biodiversity. There's a lot of cross pollination, many birds who come in colonies in groves, and a lot of biomass that the leaves shed. Most of the trees, as geography would teach you, most of the trees here in our part of the country are deciduous trees. They shed their leaves abundantly, and the more they shed their leaves, your soil is insulated from the direct sunlight, and your soil is much better. We don't use any fertilizers. We had a lot of sandy soil which we converted into a very rich humus. We converted into a thick, dense cover in the last 5-6 years. And just for the matter of record, Summershell Natural Farm is the largest grower of Gandharaj lemons in the world from a single location. We have over 1 lakh trees in our farm of Gandharaj lemons. And Gandharaj lemon is also known as Rangpur lime because it traveled from Bangladesh, northern part of Bangladesh, in a village called Rangpur, from there to the northeastern states, and from there, it's a story I will tell you sometime later, but a very interesting story about how a hotelier came to Manipur, had those lemons, he started in the cuisines, started growing them, and a lemon which is as simple as Gandharaj or as simple as basic to human life became very, very important, and it became elitist. Why? Because when it grew in Bangladesh, the workers, the farm laborers were very poor, are very poor. So they would make basi chawal, they would make bhat in the night, you know bhat na? So they make rice, and they keep it, the stale rice is kept for the morning breakfast. And in the morning, they would squeeze the lemon juice into their rice and eat it. And because of its fragrance, because of the scent that it would have, it got to known as Gandharaj, king of aroma, the king of lemons. And that we grow we are the largest producer of it in the whole world today. Accounting for more than 100,000 trees, we will cross up to 200,000 in a few years. And as a gesture and as a token of love, affection and gift to all of you, I've got 2 bags of lemons I've requested Rajesh sir to distribute in your kitchen so that you can have those lemons in your food. And you must tell me how you feel like. You'll have so much of aroma and so much of feel. The vitamin C, the ascorbic acid in the lemons will help you, your body immune system would become stronger. It's also anti-cancerous, the peel, the chilka of it. And children, let me tell you, we make turmeric powder. The black turmeric that we grow here, we also grow a lot of honey. We have a lot of bees. and moringa honey, mustard honey, marigold, genda ka honey, tulsi ka honey. And the honey has a lot of antioxidants. The best honey in the world is produced in Australia and New Zealand, and it's known as Manuka honey. And you know, it sells for more than 50,000 rupees a kg. The honey that we produce has more antioxidants, better minerals compared to Manuka honey. It's lab tested and lab proven. It's pure natural honey. And when I talk of monofloral honey, it means 80% of the honey, the bees have collected it from a single source. Either it's lychee during summers, or in February it's moringas, December it's mustard, and so forth. And when you mix black haldi with turmeric or any yellow haldi with pepper and honey, it's absorbed, and we send it to the cancer hospitals in Bhopal, and we send it individually to cancer patients without discriminating between rich and poor. Anyone, my boy here, Yogen, his daily duty is to send at least 5 to 10 packets of turmeric with all these things that we produce to cancer patients free of cost. We don't even charge them money. But we send them, and they tell me how they have cured. And I can just, Yogendra, and he sent me a message saying that if ever in his life he could do something for us, he would be more than grateful if he had the opportunity of doing it, because his only son survived from cancer because of what we did. But the message that we got yesterday, I want to read it out to you. This is just yesterday. Because thank you for your kind and selfless help for cancer patients. Sharing testimonial of a carcinoma esophagus patient who was on black turmeric, moringa honey and vetiver daily during her treatment. She is completely cancer free. In fact, earlier she was advised to take post-surgery chemotherapy, but now she is in no need of that. And it's not only the testimonial, it's also the blood, the lab reports that they have sent to me on my PDF, and all the test reports. And there are many. The story is not about one. This is all the blood test reports of being declared cancer-free by the best hospitals in the country. And very simplistic. You don't need powerful medicines for that. You can, and it's both preventive and curative both. You must tell everybody in your family, your mother, your father, your sisters, your uncles and everyone. Black turmeric, why do we call black turmeric? Because it is not yellow. Black turmeric, if you break it, it would come as blue, navy blue, or the sky blue. And that blueness in the black turmeric is because of the camphor content, kapoor, jisko hum log bolte hain. And so it tastes bitter. And you should take it in very small quantities, not more than half an inch at a time. Either you boil it and drink it mix it with pepper. Black pepper is a must, black pepper powder, and add a teaspoon of honey. And see the results. In a short while, people have reported to be free of arthritis, of their tumors, of their brain strokes, and anything. So that's in a small way that we do. We are not qualified doctors, but we grow things which are free from any chemical and harmful fertilizers and pesticides. Pure food, because we don't eat poison as most people do. So children, I would end with that, and I hope you have enjoyed this session with me. And thank you very much for being so attentive, and I hope it does you some good in your life. Thank you very much. All of you, the girls? Okay, thank you very much. And all of you must visit my farm sometime and see what we do, because seeing is believing. It is Commercial Natural Farms near Champanagar, and it's very, very near. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. You type Himkar Mishra or YouTube Commercial Natural Farms.